So the very last part of my cladding job is to finish with a scribe all the way against the building, if you like, all the way against the brickwork here, and there's a little bit of cladding above me. And it's quite a simple job, and I just thought I'd take this opportunity to make a video about scribing. It's not difficult, and it's a very simple procedure. Now, normally, if you're running horizontally, you just cut every board to fit in against the brickwork, and it's quite easy. And then we'd have a parallel rip at the top. But in this instance, because we're running vertically with our cladding, we have to make the last one fit, and this brickwork is all over the place. So I'm going to show you simply how I do that and how quick it is. What I'm going to do is put my last strip, which is going to fit into there, into here. We're going to then use the cover, which is from here to here, as our guide. Follow the brickwork all the way down here, mark it, cut it with a jigsaw, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut it with a backing bevel so the face is tight. So if there's any cleaning up to do, we can literally just take that off with a small plane or a spoke shave or something like that, and then we'll put them all in. Now this one, for me to get all the tongues and grooves together without forming a rebate like I did on this mock-up. So what I mean by that is, if I was to try and fit this, now I can, because I've rebated, I've cut the back of the groove, yeah, but I don't want to do that because we lose the tongue and the groove. So this one's only got one pin in, and we'll put them all in together and we'll ease them round, and that should work really nice. Right, so let's do it. I'm going to screw up. Let's get my nail bag on. Something about wearing a nail bag, I just feel like I'm 100% ready when I've got this thing on. You cannot beat it. I think carpenters love their nail bags. It's just like, you know, you couldn't survive without it, I don't think. This one's super comfortable because there we go, oh, feels good. Because it hangs around my shoulders, all the weight's on my shoulders, not around my waist, not pulling my trousers down. When you get older, that's what happens, your trousers start falling down. Okay, so I'm gonna temporarily attach the next full board. I'm gonna screw through the face because we're gonna cut it off anyway, so when we scribe it. We'll attach that into position. Just going to pop a screw somewhere in that. Cutting that off, so that screw can remain. Now it's important that it's the right length and we're where we want to finish at the top, because once we scribe it to this wall, it's going to have a shape, and if you move it up and down, the shape won't match. You've got to start again. So what we need to do is mark the cover distance. All right, so what do I mean by that? On our cladding, the cover distance is from the back of the cladding to this line here. Okay, so that is effectively what we're going to be taking off. Now, from experience, if you're scribing something in, you want to give it a tiny weeny bit more if you can, especially when you've got the benefit of a tongue and a groove. So we want to be about 124 millimeters, okay? That's exactly what we need to scribe off. To do that, we will make ourselves a little scribe, something thin, a little thin piece of wood, cut that off. Now, because the brickwork has got joints, as you can see, what we don't want to do is just try to cut all of those joints out as well, because it would be really difficult with the jigsaw. We just want to smooth it in from brick to brick effectively. So I'm going to cut some little ends on this so it runs up and down the brickwork smoothly without catching. Just take a 45 off. And I've left that bit about the size of a brick joint, a little bit more than the brick joint, so it won't actually fall into it as we scribe it, okay? So what we need is 124. That's what we're going to be actually using to run our pencil against, all right? So we'll cut that off there. So that is effectively what we're doing. That's our cover. If I take a piece of cladding again, so our cover is from the back of there to here, and we're going to use our pencil against that, and that will give us a perfect scribe. So back to the wall. I'll take you closer into the wall. So move this ladder for a minute so you can see a bit more clearly. There we go. Right. Right, so in principle, this is what we're doing. We're going to use this and we're going to run it all the way down against the brickwork here. It's going to skip the joints, so it's not going to give me any really awkward detail all the way through. And we're going to mark the other side as we go with a pencil. Now you want to keep this nice and level, nice and square, because it's effectively transferring that, and you want to use your pencil in the middle. But it can be it's quite straightforward. So we'd use it like this, and we'd mark simply like this. So we're going to run it all the way down. And that gives us the absolute perfect mark to follow. So what that's given me is a mark which is exactly following that brickwork. So I want to do that all the way up, all the way down, and then we'll cut it. And I would run up and down a couple of times to make sure that you get the best mark that you can. Well, that is one wiggly line, so we're going to take that out and cut it off and give it a go. I think we'll do that on the bench. So we'll whit it over to the bench. You really want to sort of be doing this flat really. Now, controversially, and if you've seen any of the shorts I've done about using a jigsaw like this, I use a jigsaw upside down. In fact, the barrel handle jigsaws were designed for this kind of activity, if you like, okay? I also, you'll notice, I've got the saw with a backing bevel. So as I cut it, the face will be tight and the back will be relieved. So when it pushes in, it doesn't jam, all right? And I'm going to take it all the way up this very wavy line. I'm going to cut out as close as I can get to that, okay? And hopefully we'll end up with a piece of timber that fits that terrible wall, and it should look all right. Let me show you the line. So that's the bit at the top which gets cut around the cladding, and then it's going to have a little step back to the brickwork, and then basically you can see, you know, it's a bit of a jaggedy line, but we'll smooth all that out with the jigsaw, and we should end up with a piece that will probably fit that pretty closely. I've left the bottom long because I'll get it to fit, and then I'll cut the bottom off in line with the bottom of the other bits of cladding. It's just a bit of a safer bet really. Now this bit is against a straight bit of cladding, so I don't really want to use the jigsaw for this, because a jigsaw is great for that freehand scribe work, but what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to do that freehand with a handsaw. Let's just make sure it's nice and straight. It's going to be key. And again, I'll still put a little backing bevel on it, just to make sure it's easier to fit. When I get to about here, because the grain is running obviously through there, you want to split off if you're not careful. So you want to support it and just tickle it out, finish down to the face first, and then back it off like that. And you end up with a nice cut. Well, try it in and see how she looks. I'm really quite happy with it. I mean, we've cut around nearly every brick, okay? It's out of plumb and it looks absolutely perfect. I mean, you know, you could leave it like that or you could put a silicone joint in or anything, but actually, you know, it's pretty good. Here we go. Let's have a little run up and down it again, cutting around all those little bricks, niggly little bits and pieces. But it wasn't hard, and you can see I've snapped in that piece of cladding with the rebate. Now the next job is just put the next full strip in with the scribe, get it all together and fixed, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And then this job is pretty much complete. Let's look at the top. Underneath that piece of cladding and around there, and then at the top we've got a mitre which obviously fits back when I push it against the soffit board there. So on the whole, I'm happy with that. It's a matter of getting it fixed now and clearing up. So the idea is now I've got the scribe and the next or the last full section to go in. I've just clipped them together loose. I'm going to take the one out in the wall there, which has only got one pin on it, put that with these, and then we're going to put them all in together, which will enable us to slot them in without losing the tongues or the grooves. It's a little tricky. We'll get this ladder out of the way. It's a little tricky, but I've done it a load of times before. So we'll soon get it sorted. So I've got one pin in here, which has just been holding this on while we set it all up. We'll pull him out first. There we go. And we'll just get rid of the pin there. A little pry bar. These stainless steel pins I'm using are so solid. Quite often you think the stainless steel would be quite soft, but these are super solid. You know, you try and snap a bit of metal and, you know, bend, trying to snap it. You try doing that with those. So yeah, really quite good. And they're just available pretty much everywhere as well. So I don't even bother using anything else now. Stainless or nothing. So the idea, let's just pop that one there. Bring the other two into play. Stand these two up here. So we're going to carefully slot them all together as one now. Get all the tongues and grooves together. There we go. So we got them together. That's the beauty of this thermo wood. It just is so stable. It just goes together so nicely. They machine it and they treat it, and it's just wonderful. It doesn't seem to move around much. And then what we want to do is get them all roughly together, and we're going to try and slide the whole thing in. Now it's going to want to slide up and down. So we're going to start like this. We're going to pop that tongue and groove like that. I'm going to drop underneath to hold it, and then I'm just going to try and wiggle it in, hopefully. Seems to be going. So the idea is I'm going to kind of lever it in gently without bruising this edge here. So I'll just find somewhere I can get my, I'm going to get past some of the brickwork as well. Some like lumps sticking out here and there. There we go, that's good. Oh, that's good. Right, and we are almost back. Give that a tap up. That's it. Oh, that is absolutely lovely, that. And that is a nice fit. Now it's just a matter of pinning it up and the job is done. Thank you for watching this short series about cladding, ventilation for cladding, how to batten for cladding. And I will be bringing you some more cladding projects later in the year.